I am a pretty recent fan of The Walking Dead. My wonderful girlfriend introduced me to the show a couple of years ago, and I've seen most of the show. I have a little bitty Ricky Grimmy. I have a big boy crush on Negan, and one of my favorite VR games ever made is The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. For a TV show tie-in game, it is surprisingly well crafted and a spooky thrill to play. Both longtime fans and Walking Dead newcomers can step into this experience and enjoy it to the fullest. Now, this game isn't perfect. The story is serviceable at best, and the AI can be a bit testy, but the sequel still has big, decaying, stinky, flesh-eating shoes to fill. For the price of $39.99, Saints and Sinners Retribution has to have plenty of new content to make it worth playing, both in gameplay and in story. So, did it do that? Now, as I mentioned before, this is supposed to be a simple Walking Dead tie-in game, of which there are many in varying degrees of quality. Yet, what you would expect to be a trashy zombie shoot-'em-up with AMC behind it is a genuinely great and honest attempt at immersing you in the environment of The Walking Dead. Crafting weapons from scrap and broken gun frames found around the world, several recognizable weapons that you can make like Michonne's katana, Rick's revolver, and of course, Lucille. Speaking of which, the combat. The combat in this game is a dream. Clearing out waves of the dead with a long list of blades and firearms to dispatch them with, some on the stealthier side and some on the not so stealthy side. These weapons have real weight and feel, and the risk-reward balance is tempered beautifully. You have to decide whether you should use ranged weapons, which is more effective and safe, but very loud, and using the melee weapons, which are silent, but you have to get up close to the stinky little goober guy. Another note I'd like to make is the game is as spooky as ever, immediately dropping you in an abandoned and dark hotel full of walking corpses. I have hundreds, if not thousands of hours in VR games, some of which are on the scarier side. But somehow, this game manages to always immerse me the most, right as it pulls crap like this. And it's a pleasure to slowly upgrade your abilities and arsenal, which is very important for keeping players for a long period of time. And finally, this game truly utilizes VR to the best of its ability.
Are you ready to take it to the next level?
You're probably thinking, I'm giving this game plenty of praise. What could be wrong with it? Is it a masterpiece? Well... there are a few arguably negligible issues here and there. Weird looking / acting AI, stuttering issues with certain actions, and random areas with a lack of ambient noise, which, as someone with tinnitus, I tend to appreciate some white noise. I'm listening to This Is Undertale 1 hour full orchestral medley as I talk about this right now. Then there are some bigger, small issues. For example, this game was clearly made to release on PC VR, yet for the next few months as of writing this video, it's exclusive to the MetaQuest. So they took the original quality and slowly turned it down until it worked on the mobile headset. Seriously, some of these look like RuneScape models. But the difference from that game is this game is supposed to entirely immerse you into the world. One moment, I genuinely believe that I am Steven Yeun himself, and then the next moment, I'm walking next to a pile of 3 polygons and a texture made out of Android camera footage. Textures are constantly changing quality right in front of your eyes. Some of them are so bad I assumed they hadn't loaded in yet, but seriously, they were just that mushy. I replayed some of the first game on PC VR for this review, and man, this truly is how the game was meant to be played. You can always identify everything you're looking at. The sequel being limited to the quest is a major misstep and can really hinder the experience. Now, the main issue that I have with this game is that every good part about it, every positive thing I could say, could be said about the first game, making this game, the sequel, in my eyes, a long and glorified DLC. Don't get me wrong, there is plenty of fun stuff to be had here. This is a long experience and all of the new additions are good and welcome ones. But almost everything good from this game can be experienced in part 1. I would even have to say the first one does it all much better. You see, as a sequel, this game struggles to stand on its own. The story is continued from the first game, meaning that you are starting from the perspective of a character who's already been through so much. A character who's already got dozens of guns, blades, heavy weapons, materials, and upgrades. The thing that made the first game so enjoyable was you starting with nothing. Picking up items off the ground just to get 1 or 2 walkers at a time, slowly building yourself up to become the ultimate killer of corpses, but this game gives you everything you could possibly need right from the start. Now, try as they might with all the tutorials they provide, you can't really just jump into this game unless you played all of the first game and really want more of the first Saints and Sinners. That satisfaction of building up your arsenal and going from barely surviving to thriving can't be achieved if you start the game thriving. Now, this would be excusable if the game was all about the story, like the Telltale series, and there was a large group of people willing to pay for an entirely new game for the rest of the story, but that's not why people enjoyed the first game. So, with mixed feelings, here's my conclusion. Again, don't get me wrong, this is a great experience, especially compared to a lot of what's available on the Quest store right now. But I would say the first game is what you should play if you want a more complete experience. This sequel seems to take away a lot of what made the first game special for those who never experienced it. I would say if you are a big fan of the first game, are looking for more, and have the cash to go for it, it's still the same fun experience. And also, if you really want to get your money's worth, you might want to play it on PC VR in a few months. Now, the sequel does have tons of content, so even if both games put together are $80, that would be about 25 to 30 hours of content total from both games. But, in my humble opinion, the second game cannot be properly enjoyed without the first one being played first. Overall, this is a really good VR game, just with a limited audience.
I can also clear black. Okay, hold on. Black is good because we were both alone in the med bay doing tasks. Nothing else that was sus in any way, shape, or form.
Wait. Green, me, you, and Gray are cleared.
Yes. I'm sorry. Can you
I just did task.
Damn.
Holy crap.
Oh, what the heck?
Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it if you made it this far. And if you have a different opinion than me on the game, I don't care. I'm just kidding. Just comment at whatever you want. Also, please check out these 3 channels that I just created out of thin air.
I'm kind of retarded.
Banana Galaxy, Intrepid and Bold, and The Unchanging Jimmy. Those are all my friends. I am in fact dating one of these channels. It's this one.
Good sir, I am here.
Also, the Intrepid and Bold channel will be making a video on The Walking Dead as well, so go watch it.
Merry Christmas. Hopefully this will be out before Christmas, or else I'm gonna seem like such an idiot. Bye.
You're pouring it over your head. Wait. You're like... Wait! What?